Story time is always a hit. Charisse does a great job of holding the children's attention, but you can do the same thing when reading with your child at home. Today I'm going to show you how you can model a few simple reading strategies that you can use before, during, and after reading with your child. These strategies will provide the support and encouragement your child needs to develop language, vocabulary, and literacy skills. The key objective is to help your child acquire habits of reading to enhance comprehension or understanding of what is being read. It's what reading is all about. Before you start reading aloud with your child, take time to leaf through the book to preview it. Doing this lets your child know that readers will flip through a book to get an idea of what it could be about before they begin to read. Think about it. When you pick up a magazine, don't you quickly scan the article to see what is in it before you read? You do, don't you?
This is called Goldfish. It says pet care. The author is Bobby Coleman.
You can help your child use a second strategy, predicting, as you get ready to read. After leafing through the book, turn to the cover and read the title. Then help your child to predict what could occur in the story. This will require your child to think about what he knows and has experienced to predict what could happen. The cover shows a rabbit walking down a long trail and the title says, Arnold Goes on Vacation. What do you think the story will be about? Where do you think Arnold could be going on his vacation? Continue predicting as you read through the story. For example, ask him to predict what will happen next in the story. Who do you think Arnold the rabbit will meet on the other side of the mountain? What do you suppose Arnold will do when he meets his new friend? Ask him to predict what will happen to specific characters, what problems might develop, and solutions to problems that occur. Many well-loved children's stories follow a predictable pattern. For example, have you ever noticed how many fairy tales have the pattern of three? 3 bears, 3 chairs, 3 wishes, and 3 little pigs. And stories often use repeated phrases as well. Remember the 3 little pigs? The big bad wolf repeatedly said, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. For older children, point to the words as you read these repetitive phrases. After a while, pause when you come to them to see if your child has caught on to the pattern. She may continue to read along with you. Soon, your child will begin to use the pattern in how the story sounds to discover the pattern in the printed words. Expand your child's vocabulary by talking about 1 or 2 interesting words each time you read. Point them out and discuss their meanings.
That's the goldfish fin. That's the gill right there, look. That's what he breathes out of.
Another strategy for improving comprehension is reflecting. When you finish the story, ask your child to think back on what she just read and share her opinions about the story. This will also give the opportunity to see if her initial predictions were correct and share any personal connections she made with the story. Most importantly, it allows you to spend time with your child having conversations centered around reading. Reading the same book over and over can also be an effective strategy for building reading comprehension. If your child likes the story, this will be no problem.
What was your favorite part of the book?
The balloon.
The balloon part?
Try asking a variety of who, what, where, and when questions each time you read. Rereading allows your child to connect ideas from previous readings in order to gain a deeper understanding of the story. By using these simple strategies with your child when you read together, you will enhance his or her vocabulary, reading comprehension, and love for reading. Here's someone who knows the value of reading strategies.
My name is Sherry Peterson, and I'm an early childhood special education teacher. I work with kids who are 4 years old. I've been teaching for about 33 years. We know that learning to read and write really starts in infancy. It doesn't start in kindergarten. And it's very important that parents start reading to children as early as they possibly can. I think one of the most important things that we see, and something that we are focusing on a lot more in our classrooms, is that development of vocabulary. Some of our children come into school, and if they haven't had a lot of experiences that help them get ready for school, their vocabulary is very very much lower than it needs to be. So when we talk to them about things, they don't have an understanding of all the concepts that we want them to. So reading is a way to really build vocabulary. I think one of the things that really makes a difference in how children respond to literacy is if they see their parents reading books themselves, reading books that they want, reading books, magazines, and newspapers. If kids, our children want to imitate us, and if they see you reading, they're going to be interested in doing it too.
But above all, remember the final strategy. Keep reading fun. If you model that reading is fun and important, your child will learn to value the experience too.